Today, we are looking at pride. How can you feel proud during your weight loss journey, and why is it so important that you do? This session is going to be looking at how we can embrace authentic pride and really use that to help accelerate your weight loss journey and the results that you are going to get. So, hopefully, by the end of this session, you will understand why we find it difficult to be proud of ourselves and uncover some of the reasons why pride can be seen as a negative and look at reframing some of the negative thinking that we have around pride and emphasize the importance of it in your weight loss journey and look to identify some small daily achievements to take pride in to transform that fake pride that we can kind of just put on to genuine pride that you feel and that can really, really benefit you. So, there are a couple of reasons why we may find it difficult to be proud of ourselves. The first typically is social expectations and pressures. So, societal standards often set unrealistic expectations and benchmarks for success and self worth that mean that it's difficult for you to feel proud because you can always feel like you're not reaching the level that is expected of you. There's also cultural and familial beliefs about pride. So some culture narratives equate pride with arrogance and self-centeredness and will promote kind of humbleness and humility much greater, which can therefore give a negative association with feeling proud of yourself. And then there's also that misconception about pride being equated to arrogance, and we can often confuse the two, leading to us again not wanting to accept that feeling of pride because it has that negative link and is associated with being arrogant, which none of us want. None of us want that. And there's also the impacts of past failures and self doubt. So if we've had previous experiences that have maybe not gone great, maybe we've not achieved what we wanted, or maybe we've had feedback that's affected us, so whatever it may be, that can then be internalized as self doubt and hinder self recognition. So if you have anything like self doubt or negative thoughts or anything like that, it's very difficult for you to naturally have the opposite side. It's very difficult for you to feel proud. It's very difficult for you to have self acceptance. And that's why it's so important that we talk about these things and we work through these things in order for us to break down those thought processes that are holding us back and be able to rebuild new behaviors and new thought processes that are going to enable us to thrive. So, if we just take a look at a couple of reasons why we may experience difficulty with pride a little bit further, there are three kind of main factors that are at play. The first are psychological factors. So, because of what we just discussed, there are fears of being judged or failing can prevent us from celebrating our successes. So, just the sheer fear of failing can be enough for us to not want to celebrate if we do have those small achievements because we're worried if we start celebrating the small achievements, then we're going to look silly or it's going to, be harder if we fail later on down the line. And just generally that judgment of people thinking that you're arrogant or self-centered or full of yourself, all those things that we typically associate with the word pride, which we shouldn't do that. There is also a historical influence. So, humility has always been valued over pride and self recognition, with the idea of being prideful even being considered a sin in many religions and cultures due to the nature of focusing on oneself versus the needs of others. And again, this is where things can get a little bit lost in translation because when we're talking about being proud of ourselves or having pride in ourselves, it isn't a negative side of pride. There are two different sides to it. And what's important from today's session that I hope you can take away is that by completely excluding the ability to be proud of yourself for fear of it having negative links, you take away from yourself a massive part of what is needed for us to have success long term in anything that we're trying to do in life, but especially in weight loss. And also, there is this additional element for women. There has always been gender norms historically that women to be modest and, humble and always looking after other people's interests, shouldn't be front and stage. She shouldn't be thinking that of herself. All those kind of negative connotations that, again, whilst may not be as prevalent today, will have come through the words and thoughts and experiences of our grandparents and our parents, etc. And some things that are just still standing today as societal norms. So it's easy to see why it is so difficult for us to be proud of ourselves. Hopefully, we can differentiate pride and arrogance and see how we can use it as a real positive instead of a negative. So, pride is a healthy recognition of your achievements and qualities. It involves self respect and appreciation for your efforts and your successes. It's rooted in self confidence and is often accompanied by humility and kindness. It is the opposite, if you like, of pridefulness as we may expect it to be. This actually is just being able to recognize when you've done something good. And that has lots of benefits, including motivation. It can help, fuel further motivation whenever you are recognizing your achievements that you've had. It can boost your self esteem and overall mental well being. And healthy pride fosters respect and positive relationships, as it's often coupled, as I said, with humility and kindness. And being proud of what you're doing and being proud of what you're achieving is going to help in so many other things that we've discussed during this course, such as boundary setting. If you're proud of what you're doing and you're proud of what you've achieved, setting those boundaries is going to be so much easier than if you are feeling negatively towards yourself or self critical or like you've never done enough. So it is really important that we understand how important it is for us to be able to have that recognition of the things that we are doing well. Arrogance, on the other hand, is an inflated sense of self importance and superiority over others. It's often belittling to others, and that is done to kind of elevate oneself. And it's driven by insecurity and that need for external validation. Arrogance does not have positives associated to it. There is only negatives as a result of it, including isolation from other people, causing conflict and resentment in personal and professional relationships, and a lot of insecurity. Arrogance usually masks a much deeper seated insecurity, and so it can prevent kind of personal growth and self improvement, and just all round is a really not good trait for you to be having or experiencing. Typically, you find a lot of narcissists are quite arrogant, and I'm sure that there may be people that you've come into contact in your life that you can recognize with these traits, but they do not typically tend to be very happy or well-rounded people. There's normally quite a lot of negativity attached to them, and that arrogance is a almost false sense of pride that's being put on as a mask, as an act, in order to get to certain places or goals that they may have. However, there's no kind of true happiness in what they're achieving. And hopefully, by understanding the differences between those two, we can see the importance of pride in your weight loss journey. I've included in here some pictures that I took during my weight loss journey just to demonstrate how I recognized my achievements. And for me, it really was through social media, through blogging, through taking those pictures and really recognizing every step of the journey. I didn't wait until I'd got to my goal weight before I started recognizing and celebrating what I was doing. I did it all along the way. And it is so, so important. But it goes beyond just being able to say, "Oh, I've done well." There are loads of benefits to being proud of what you're doing. So I thought we would go over a few of them. So say it with me, say it loud. I am proud. And the benefits of being able to recognize and acknowledge your achievements are so incredible. There are so many of them. But for the sake of this session, I've put together 5/6 of reasons why pride specifically is going to really help with your weight loss journey. First and foremost, it's going to fuel your motivation and perseverance when it comes to this journey. By recognizing and taking pride in your small victories, it's going to help maintain your motivation. And this acknowledgement will act as positive reinforcement and encourage you to continue putting that effort in. We all know how much effort our weight loss journeys take. They're really challenging, they take time, it takes daily commitments in completing repetitive tasks almost in a consistent manner to get to where you want to be. If you're not recognizing those little achievements you're having day to day, it's going to be very difficult to stay motivated through that process. And in turn, it's going to be very difficult to make changes that are long term. So, by being able to be proud of yourself and what you're doing, you're also going to help yourself in staying committed, even if your progress seems to slow. There's also psychological benefits. You're going to be boosting your self esteem. It helps you see yourself as capable and competent, which is crucial for maintaining a positive self image during your weight loss. And it also helps reduce anxiety and stress because it fosters a sense of accomplishment and control, which can reduce anxiety and stress. And we all know cortisol and stress levels and a really unhappy nervous system is like the absolute enemy of weight loss. So anything we can do for that, I'm all for. It also helps you build resilience. And this kind of factors into a lot of things we've discussed around emotional eating and managing those emotions. By building that resilience through recognizing the achievements you're having, when you encounter setbacks, you are going to remember your past successes. And that can provide the strength to persevere and get back on track. And it's also going to really encourage a positive mindset. So instead of focusing on what you haven't achieved, you're going to focus on what you have achieved and what you continue to build, which fosters a more growth oriented perspective. It's also going to help you celebrate and strengthen those social connections. So, like I said, use social media as a way to blog my weight loss journey and make connections with people. And that kind of offers a two-way positive. So, the first is that people will recognize and acknowledge your own successes. And you also get to do that for them as well. And you get to almost create this ripple effect of positivity where you're constantly seeing and acknowledging other people's successes as they are your own. And therefore, you're just continually building, your whole community up and experiencing all the other benefits that we've just discussed. It also really helps reinforce healthy habits. So, taking pride in your healthy habits reinforces those behaviors. So, for example, if you feel proud after choosing a healthy meal, having a product, getting your water in, you're more likely to want to make those choices again in the future. And a big one that this normally plays out in for me is when I have clients that maybe go on holiday or have meals out and they make different changes, they plan beforehand. When they go out and they follow whatever it was that they were choosing to do, we celebrate that. We celebrate that so much, regardless of what the food, I don't care what the food is, I don't care what the calories are. We celebrate it because by doing that, you are more likely to want to make those same choices in the future. And that helps us build those habits. When we feel good about our actions, it increases the likelihood that we are going to repeat them. So you can see that how actually recognizing what you're doing well isn't just a little whimsical, let me make me feel good. It is absolutely crucial for that behavior and habit change that we're all seeking when it comes to long term weight management. And most importantly, being proud of yourselves means that you value yourself and it motivates you to invest time and effort in self care, in making sure that you're looked after, that your stress levels are okay, you're getting enough sleep, your mental health is okay. Being able to be proud of what you achieve instead of constantly criticizing yourself and bringing yourself down is absolutely fundamental in being able to give yourself value and worth to look at achieving all the other things that you want to achieve. So let's have a look at some of the little things you can do every day to give yourself that dose of pride and feeling proud about yourself. So for some people, journaling is going to be really beneficial. I'm a big advocate of journaling. I do think that journaling is a fantastic way to be able to reflect. As I say, a lot of the time when we write things down in either, pen to paper format or on our phones, we're 80% more likely to take that on board. So maintaining a daily journal where you note down at least one thing that you're proud of each day, which is related to your weight loss journey, is really going to help. And also practicing gratitude. This cringily is something that me and Jamie used to do every day when I was on plan. And that was just the ability to be thankful for the little things, be thankful of the fact that you've got milk in the fridge to make your coffee, be thankful of the fact that your partner went and got something from the shops. Those little bits of gratitude will also really help in acknowledging your efforts and success, because what tends to happen when you do that, especially if you do it with somebody else, you end up being really thankful for them, and their thanks of what the little things that you're doing can again really help you boost that feeling of being proud. Setting achievable goals. So short-term goals are brilliant to help you really accelerate how proud you're feeling of yourself by
Setting smaller, achievable goals, you allow yourself more frequent successes and opportunities to feel proud. So, this may be a really good opportunity to go back to that first session we did on goal setting, review your goals, and see, can I break these down even more to give myself more opportunities to be proud of what I'm doing? And then add in those celebratory milestones. So, celebrate reaching milestones, no matter how small, with rewards that reinforce your healthy behaviors. So, new like walking outfit, spa day. I mean, for me, it only has to be small. You will get me with a nice little like sheet mask from Home Bargains and some nice bubble bath, like little things that reward yourself. But these can also really be incorporated into self care. Do we see how these sessions are built in on each other? So you can bring those things in so that you're looking after yourself whilst also being proud of yourself and really celebrating what you're achieving. People sometimes really benefit from positive affirmations. I tend to find people are one of two people. You're either an affirmations person or you're a visualizations person. Now, for me, I tend to lean more towards visualization. So, visualizing your achievements and the pride that you feel to create that mental image and really reinforce that positive feeling. I do this a lot. I do it with imagining how things will play out. And they're always like the best case scenario is what I visualize. And I will visualize it over and over and over again until I kind of think, well, it's going to happen because this like, it's like I've given myself the roadmap. It's going to happen. This is how it's going to be. For others, affirmations are going to work better for them, especially if you're someone with visualizations where you perhaps visualize worst case scenarios. We don't want that. In which case, affirmations may be more suited. So, saying things like, I'm proud of my commitments to plan, I'm proud of the fact that I had my water today, saying those things out loud or writing them down is really going to help boost your self esteem and your motivation. And sharing your journey. You know, if in the day you want to pop something in a support group you're in or a WhatsApp group chat or something like that, where you can say, guys, I did this today. I can't believe I managed this. I can't believe I got all my water in. You're going to really start engaging with that community and get that encouragement from others for the things that you're achieving. And also with social media, you don't have to blog your journey, but for me, it really, really helped. Not only did it give me that constant reminder of what I was achieving because I was writing about it or I was putting pictures up, but it also helped me get the kind of encouragement and affirmation from other people on social media. And it helped me see others' achievements. And that gave me a boost. That made me feel good. It was all positive. So engaging in that community, sharing your journey, sharing those wins is going to have a really big impact on the ability that you have to be able to really see what you're doing and be proud of it. So, if we look at then what we can do, a practical thing we can do to really take a moment to be proud of ourselves and let that sink in, I recommend journaling. Even if you just do it for the next 7 days, like you don't have to do it forever, but just do it for a little bit because you're not going to be doing this naturally anyway. And without action, we're not going to make those positive changes or progress that we want to make. So we have to make this commitment to ourselves. And you know what? At the end of the week, we'll be proud that we did it. So what you want to look to do is every day write down 3 things that you're proud of. And they can be related to your weight loss journey, personal life, professional achievements, any small win. But like I said a moment ago, I would really try and focus on at least one thing that is directly related to your weight loss goals, your personal growth goals, whatever it may be. Something that is very much something you've done for yourself. And then we're going to reflect on these and think, why have they made me proud? Not just that I'm proud I did them, but why has it made me proud? And how have they contributed to your overall goals and well-being? So an example could be that I'm really proud today that I have managed my 3 litres of water. Okay, well, why am I proud of that? Well, because I find drinking water really difficult. I always forget, I don't think about it. And then I go to bed and I realise I've drank like 1 litre and I got a headache. So I am really proud that I did that because it took effort from me to remember to drink. Let's just all have a water break. Cheers. I made the effort today to prioritize getting my water in, and that is what I'm proud of. I'm proud of the effort that it took to remember to do it because that has meant that I'm hydrated, I'm feeling good, I've not got a headache, and that is something to be really proud of. And then at the end of the week, you want to review your week and look at what achievements have made you feel the most proud and how did celebrating those wins affect your motivation and self-esteem. Was there certain ways in which you celebrated or that you treated yourself or things that you did or ways in which you recognize things that had a bigger impact than others. And this is where we're going to be able to start seeing the patterns and themes and the ways in which you really acknowledge and accept pride and being proud of things that you're doing, and the areas that perhaps it's not really connecting as much. For example, you may find that journaling is fantastic, visualization is causing you to go down an anxiety spiral. But if we don't make note and track this, then it's going to be very, very difficult for us to see. And as always, be curious, not furious at yourself. This is about us putting things together to be interested in why and how we respond to things, so that we can build strategies and tools and habits and behaviors long term that are going to continue to foster a positive environment for us going forward. Now, you can do this however you want. You can use a notebook, you can use a digital app, you can even download the Daily Pride Journal that I've created. So, underneath the training on the app, there is a download. You can download the PDF and it will give you this Daily Pride Journal with some reflection prompts for you to complete. And then you can just save these. You can either maybe fill them in digitally on like a PDF editor, or print them and fill them in with good old pen. Whatever is going to work for you, or you can just copy the prompts off it and put it in your own notes on your phone. But whichever way is going to work best for you, really, really try and make the commitment to do it. You can do something for 7 days. You can do it for 7 days. It's literally going to take you 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day to potentially completely transform how you feel about this whole journey that you're on. It is absolutely worth it. So, as I said, please download it, have a wee look at it. I've also got the PDF of the training, and also you can watch this back as much as you want. So that you can really start putting these things in place. Now that we know how important it is that we do actually take moments to be proud of ourselves, it's not a negative thing, it's the most positive thing. Hopefully you can start really starting to appreciate what you are doing, even in the littlest things you're winning at every day. So, I love a quote, and I've got one here from Tom Brady, who said, "You have to be proud of yourself. I see people who have a lot, but they don't have pride in themselves. Proud of your accomplishments, proud of your work, proud of the person that you are." I know that I am proud of every single one of my clients. Everything from the smallest little achievement to winning Slimmer Awards. I am so incredibly proud. And it's just as important that we are as proud of ourselves as we are with others, because if you can't be proud of the things that you're doing, why are you going to want to keep doing them? So, really, really take away from this that you have so much to be proud of. You may not be recognizing it at the moment, but that is what the aim going forward is going to be. So, hopefully, now after this session, you have a better understanding of why we can find it difficult to be proud of ourselves, and know some of the reasons why pride can be seen as a negative, and start to reframe some of those negative thinkings around pride, and understand the importance of it within your own weight loss journey, and start to look for those small daily achievements to take pride in. Just doing this session, I'm so proud of you. You have dedicated time to yourself. You have looked to grow. You have looked to change those behaviors and focus on being able to be a kinder, more graceful version of yourself toward yourself, if that makes sense. And that deserves you to feel proud. So you can pop that on your daily pride journal that you came on this session, you've watched it. And I really, really hope that it has added some value to your journey. As always, if you have got any questions as a result of the session, just reach out and let me know. And when you're doing your daily pride journal, not if, when you're doing it, send me those 3 things and let me know all about it. That would be the nicest message to get. So please do share them, whether it's directly with me, in the group, online, however you do it. Let's share, let's all encourage, let's all celebrate one another. And as always, I will be your biggest cheerleader. So message me and let me know all of the little things that you are celebrating today. And I will see you next week for the last in this series of the Mindset course. It will be our last session in this course. We'll be wrapping it up. So I will see you all then. And until then, take care. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.